So here's the main screen, and we've got a little tutorial video that you can watch here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a previous session that I've done in the past. These are all my saved sessions for different clients that I have.
Alright.
And I can always come back to them anywhere I'm at. So I was doing a deal for a client. I'll do the Emery Air demo one. In this example, this is the main data screen here. And in this example, I've got two aircraft in the session, a Hawker Beechjet 400A and a King Air B200. This was a guy that has a B200, and he wanted me to show him what a 400A would look like, right? So over in the general parameters section here, I can put in annual owner hours, and then he said I'm going to do 200 hours of charter. And I said, okay, we can put that in there. But if he just wanted to do pure 91, you just leave that blank. His fuel cost per gallon at $5.80. The hourly charter revenue is $2,800. And any of these variables can be changed. So this $2,800, he told me that his management company was going to retail the 400A out for $3,600 an hour, and the net profit coming back to the owner would be $2,800 there. So that's how we came up with that number. Anything in white can change. You can change.
Okay.
So, and then some of these edit buttons here, for example, fuel cost per gallon. This has to do more with clients that have, larger equipment and they're pumping fuel at home and tankering. So maybe the guy's going to pump out home 3 1/4. He's going to buy 60% of his fuel at home, and then maybe when he's on the road, he's going to be paying 6 1/4. That would equate to 40%. So we get what we call the blended cost of fuel,
Okay.
445, right? So now under the owner hourly cost analysis here, is fuel usage gallons per hour is 228 gallons, and we talk to the operators and we use airmail quite a bit to talk to guys that are the drivers of the airplane, what their fuel burns are these days and some of their other costs. So that's how we get our data, Jim. But maybe this guy's going to operate at 60% power or 65% power, so he's going to pull the throttles back and only be burning 210 gallons an hour. So put that in. So you can see his total variable cost per hour is going to be just over $1,600 an hour. But now you put in fixed costs and you look at the charter contribution, Jim. You can see his total fixed cost without charter would be $1,000 an hour. Total fixed cost with charter is $191. So his total hourly cost flying this airplane without charter would be $2,700 an hour, or $1,800 an hour if he adds in the charter revenue, right? And the owner hourly cost analysis here, these airframe maintenance numbers. We pull these again from maintenance providers, and we're talking to the pilots pretty regularly. Our database allows us to, on the fly, in real time, Jim, update our numbers. So for example, the airframe maintenance, we just updated the number from, it was down to around 275 as of a year ago. So our research told us to start upping it to 203 or 303, but we could always change that to 295. You get the point. And then over on the crew expense side of things, any of these fixed costs you can change, which is really the problem with every other software out there. You don't know. It's just kind of a guess. So maybe the guy's going to only have $120,000 in crew training. Maybe his training is going to be a little more expensive because he's got to get an initial. We account that the guy's already got an initial in the pre-populated fields. And then over on the hangar side of things, this is pretty Conklin, they just pull a number, or Argus just pulls a number out of the air, but maybe it's $75,000 if he's out in Teterboro or something. So you get the point here. And then from a management company side, he could put in, his annual management fee of $120,000. So that automatically then starts to drive these numbers up, total hourly cost with and without charter. Now the guys today are, they're always asking me, well, what's my airplane going to be worth? So in 3 or 4 years, and they want to see that in some of the numbers. So this is the residual value portion of it. So maybe, for example, maybe I'm going to end up paying $1 million for this Beechjet for this guy, and I'm going to say, hopefully 2%. It's kind of a guess, but that's kind of the residual, and he's going to own it for 4 years. So he should expect to take about a $20,000 hit every year times 4. So when he goes to sell it, it's probably going to be worth, maybe maybe 900,000, but then that populates into his hourly cost with and without charter here, Jim.
Okay.
And then I could insert, you know, if he's going to have a note on the airplane, 120 months, maybe he's going to borrow 500 grand. And then you can see, but now where it gets kind of interesting here on some of the reporting, Jim,